Hello, hi. Thanks for joining. This is Ken Fires, Safety of Principal Wealth Management, and we are discussing and talking about VA benefits, the Simplified Pension Benefit, otherwise known as aid and attendance. This would be a good time to cover a couple things with you, and we're going to dive right into the material. First of all, again, thank you for opting in and learning about this program. Our job is to educate you and to let you know some of the bumps and the road bumps that happen during this process. As an advisor, I have hands-on experience with this benefit, not alone helping my own individual family, so I have been in your shoes through the entire process, which took us over 3.5 years to complete, on top of the stress and the misery that it cost my family, and this is why we do this. On top of that, we have helped thousands and thousands of families. We are guest speakers in different assisted living facilities around Florida, and we are with a group that is an elder law lawyer, and she is accredited with the VA, and this is why we help families. So we're going to dive right into it. This is a good time maybe to pause, hit the pause button, and get a piece of pen and paper or a pencil, and let's take some notes. These videos are broken down into 4 categories, 4 steps, which we believe the VA looks at in determining approval. So that's what this is all about. So today we are in step 1. You will receive a series of emails, 4 different steps, videos of walking you through the process, and in between video 2 and 3 we will do the most addressed questions that we get. We want to answer some of your questions either by video or through an email of some of the most asked questions that we get along this process. So right into it, right away. Step number 1 in the VA Simplified Pension Benefit Aid and Attendance Benefit. And remember, this is a benefit that pays the veteran $1,740 on a month, tax-free. For the spouse of a veteran, it pays $1,130, and for a husband and wife, they can receive over $2,000 a month, all on a tax-free basis. It's one of the highest paying benefits outside of full-blown disability during the war. This is non-service related. This is a non-service related benefit. That's why it is also available for a spouse of a veteran if the veteran has deceased, passed away. So this is a spousal benefit, and that's why it is non-service related, because usually mom wasn't in the service. Of course, unless she was. Okay, so step number 1. And again, remember, non-service related benefit. So step number 1 is service. Service requirements for the veteran. And this can all be found on the veteran's discharge papers, his DD, dog 214, his discharge papers. If the family is having problems finding the discharge papers, there are ways to apply and get them. However, do not let that hold you up in this process. Continue with the process because of the time factor. Our average turnaround time, and this is under the new EASY application that has just been put out by the VA, our average time frame is around 6 months for the veteran, and we are talking average. Some veterans are getting that benefit in 2, 3, and 4 month period of time. And for the spouse, our average time is 10 months to a year, and we are seeing them getting it as little as 6 months and 5 months period of time. And just because it takes a year or 10 months of a period of time, the veteran at this point, at this period of time of 2014, will receive retro. And that's why I say don't let the not having the discharge papers deter you in going forward. We can lock in the dates and they will pay from that lock-in time. For example, on a spouse of a veteran, if it does take us 10 months and it is retro, then mom will receive a check from $1,130 times 10 months or $11,000 right up front. So we want to get that lock-in date. It is pays retro as of now. So section number 1 of this video is service. Even though this is a non-service benefit, step number 1 is service. And the requirements are this: 90 days of active duty, 1 day being during a war, and no dishonorable discharge. That's the requirements. Once we qualify with that, we go to section 2, which will be on section 2 video. We can go to section 2. What we see a lot of people doing, though, and we've always heard, when we fill out an application, especially dealing with veterans or anything like that, when we fill out an application, we fill out everything complete and leave nothing blank, except for when you're dealing with the VA. Because what you fill in could hurt you. We have seen that a veteran filled out all the service requirements, everything that they asked. He filled it out completely. And most of that information can be found on the discharge papers. However, if you fill it out completely, you have now just gone from a non-service related benefit to service related. And the service relating benefits outside of full-blown disability, I've seen range anywhere from 100 to as high, depending on the percentage of his disability, as high as $900. But that's a lot less than $1,700 a month. So what you fill out could hurt you. Be careful in this process. We believe that this application is set up to get families to fail, to get families to be discouraged, to get families to quit. And this is why we are here. We are here for you this entire process. Remember, only give them what they need. One last thing upon this application process. Everything that we put upon in the application, you must have supporting evidence. Support what you state. Supporting documentation is the key. So if you say something, back it up with evidence. Back it up with documentation. Evidence that supports your claim. Okay? So that's it for step 1. Hopefully this was very helpful to you. Look forward to our next video. Section 2 will come within a week to you. And section 2 is going to go into the income statement. Section 2 is the income statement. And we will cover that in our next video. Again, hopefully this was helpful to you. This is Kenneth Fires, and we'll talk soon on our next video.